Hey everyone, it's summer 2025. Everyone's starting to get prepped for the hunting season. I know I am. Looking at all this, going over my gear, so I'll be hunting a archery elk tag here in Oregon. And I just wanted to go over the gear I'm using. I'm a gearhead, love it, super cool. Bow that I am using this year. So this year I'm shooting the Mathews Phase 4 in this granite color. They did just come out with some more lifts. Thought about getting one, but I'm sticking with the Phase 4. I really love it, really love the way it shoots. So we just got standard Phase 4. As you can see, I put on some baseball grip. Former baseball player, love to have that little bit of lizard skin texture on there. Don't have to do anything special. I just left on the standard grip, add some lizard skin, add some really good grip for moisture wicking. Next we go on to the sight. So for the sight, I'm running the Spot Hogg Fast Eddy XL. The 2-pin though. So I got 2 pins at top and bottom on my slider. I really like that. I shot an HHA single pin forever. Really like the HHA single pin, and I really like that open sight picture that you get with a vertical pin system. However, especially for elk hunting, I noticed that I really wanted a second pin or a second reference point to give me more yardages. So on my dial, I'll have 2 pins now. So for instance, if I'm running it at 30, my next second pin is at about 46. So that just gives me some more coverage on the animal when they're moving around, because as they're calling an elk, they're all over the place. Next thing I'm running is the Hamskea Hunter Hybrid Pro. Really love the Hamskea drop away rest. It's limb driven. I think I might be switching to string driven next year and get the integrated Pro, because I have the Mathews bow, so I want to get that integrated rest. Really is a more sleek system and a little bit lighter. These Hamskeas are bulletproof, same as the Spot Hoggs. They're both just a little bit on the heavier side. Next, we're going to the stabilizer. I went really basic on the stabilizer. I just got a CBE TorX Pro. It's only a 10-inch stabilizer. I didn't want to run a back bar or anything because I wanted to keep it super small, super lightweight, super maneuverable. And so I just went with really standard stuff and just dialed in on form, dialed in on everything I can control, and I just left the bow pretty stock for most of this stuff. I guess what we're firing the bow with is my release. This year I recently switched to the Spot Hogg Whippersnapper. And it is the 3-finger open, so it's a hook style. You push forward to engage and then you pull back to fire. Last year I shot a 4-finger caliper, closed jaws, and I really liked that, but I noticed that the caliper jaws kind of dug away at the D-loop as it passed through, and I ate through a couple D-loops because I'm shooting a lot. And so this year I wanted to go with a more hook style. I really like the 3-finger, super small and light. Might put some high vis something on here because if I drop it, I might be screwed. But other than that, I'm super happy with this release and super happy with Spot Hogg as a company. After that, I guess we're going on to my quiver and the arrows or the bullets that I'm running this year. So I'm running the CBE Adapt, and it's going to have this this dovetail design on it. So I put a little clamp on the side of my Mathews, and the dovetail slides right in, makes it super easy, super simple to run. Really big fan of it. Also has that quick access quiver, so easy to access arrow. And for arrows this year, I am running the Easton Axis long range 4mm. .340 spine. I forgot to mention my bow. My draw length is 28.5, and my bow I'm running at 70 pounds. It's like 71, but 70-pound setting. So we're running the Easton Axis Pro long range 4mm arrow. I wrapped it with some tack solid white veins. I really like the white on white veins, white fletching, because it really shows good on that blood. You can see where you hit. You can see whether it's bubbly, whether it's pink, dark, or red, kind of just give you a gauge on where you hit the animal. And they're also a little bit easier to see in the grass and stuff. So I'm running tack all white veins. And I'm running Easton standard bully veins. They're a really standard looking vein design. I mean, a lot of your veins are a pretty similar standard. I was looking at the hybrid hunters, and then I kind of just saw these on Easton. I was like, you know what, these look like a tried and true design. I'm gonna try them out. And so I ended up trying them out. They shoot really good. I've been super happy with them. Up front, we got a 55 grain half outsert. I wanted to run that on there to just reinforce the front and add some weight up front for a higher FOC. The little collar design does also add some strength, which I was really wanting to do, especially on these 4mm arrows. Last year I shot an Easton Axis 5mm arrow. I zipped right through an elk, and it ended up, well, actually it lodged in the opposite shoulder and broke, but it passed all the way through until it hit opposite shoulder and broke off. And I've heard 4mm, you can have a little bit of concern with their durability, so I want to just add that little bit of extra strength. Then I am running the Kudu hunters, so the Kudu points. Super cool company here out of Philomath, Oregon. Super great customer service. I've been really happy with their performance. I'm running those in 100 grain single bevel, and this is their Controur Plus, so it has a little bleeder collar. I really like the single bevel. I really like the rotation through the animal, and the two blade, the arrow flight on these is great. It flies right with my field points. Only thing with the two blade is I would really recommend running bleeders if you can, because the two blade design can just slit through, and it can really make wounds that can close up. So I like the bleeders because it punches a little hole. I shot an elk and a deer actually with just a G5 Montec 3-blade. They don't fly quite as good as these, but they do leave that iconic triangle hole, which does not plug up at all and is super nice for blood trailing. I have yet to shoot an elk with these since switching to them this year. I'm super excited. I have some buddies that have used them, so I want to see what they'll do. I got some buddies that are using the Beast Broadheads too. Expandables. I never have shot expandables at elk, but we'll see what they do this year, and they might switch my mind around. But single bevel, maximum penetration, bleeder design to open up the wound a little bit. My goal on arrows is I want to get 2 holes, blood pumping out of both sides. I want good arrow flight, and I want maximum penetration pretty much. So running these Eastons, I'm running right at about 460 to 470 grains on these guys, depending if I run the standard nocks or the lighted nocks. And my bow is shooting around 292 to 295 feet per second, so super fast and capable of taking an elk. Speaking of lighted nocks, I've been having this debate back and forth. So I shot some nocturnals last year, and they were pretty expensive for equipping out my whole arrow. So I watched a video with Elk Shape, Dan, and he recommended these Cosmo nocks, or I believe he had another one that was really similar off of Amazon. Super cheap, not super heavy. I think they're 19 grains compared to they're 19 to like 21 grains compared to my standard nocks. They're like 9 or 10-ish. So I was super happy with these. I just started shooting them the other day, and they're flying right with my standard nocks, maybe a little bit left. Now, on nocturnals, they might not be quite as bright, and they might not last quite as long, but they're cheap. They were $19 or $20 for a 3-pack, and or for a 6-pack, and I've been really happy with them. I've debated it back and forth, you know. I've been a proponent of FOC, so right now I'm running around 13 to 14 FOC. I think it's like 13.8 or something. So pretty decent FOC, and I know adding these, it adds a little bit of weight in the back of the arrow, which takes away from that, but it should be minute when we're looking at finding the arrow. I decided to really run these lighted nocks and think about it harder when I thought about arrow recovery and impact on the animal. So I think that it's worth the investment to use these lighted nocks when you really need to find your arrow, because you can see so much on that white vein. And then also I really like the idea of being able to see that laser beam enter the animal. I think the more information we have these days, the better, especially with elk. They're tough animals, and I really want to know where I hit him, if I need to wait, if I can go after him, and if I need to put him down again. But super good proponent. I'm thinking of using the lighted nocks. These ones off of Amazon are great. Everything I'm using, I'll throw the link down there in the description. We'll see if I do anything else for the year. If I change anything, I'll update you guys. But if not, that's what I'll be running for 2025 elk here in Western Oregon.